SportsCenter is caught in the numbers game. Half game. That separates the A's from the M's, with the Tribe going wild 1.5 back. Turning 36 1/3 into 20 is the task for Greg Maddux. 20 reasons why Darryl Kyle is happier in 2000. One win, and you're in for the two-time defending champs. Temple tries to do something it hasn't done in 21 years. First start, Drew Henson steps into a big-time weekend matchup in the Big Ten. One-on-one, Orlando Brown breaks his silence.
I consider like damn as good. They don't say he ain't gonna play me.
One Academy Award. Denzel Washington sits down to talk about his new movie. One more thing. Will the last one out of County Stadium please turn out the lights? SportsCenter is next.
Hi again, SportsCenter's about to put it down alongside Dan Patrick. I'm Stuart Scott.
Coming up on the program, the Orioles score a week's worth of runs in one night, and an NHL player not named McSorley is suspended for 23 games.
But first, baseball. The A's are banging a half game back in the AL West race, a game up in the wild card race, and they're racing, being Marion Jones. They've won 19 of the last 24. Top 5, 1-zip Angels, Scott, Spezio, off the meter. Second homer of the game, 17th of the season, third career multi-homer game, 3-zip Angels. Bottom 5 men on second and third for Terrence Long. Chops to first, Mo Vaughn, who was just 1 for 18 in the series. Nice scoop. Carl recovered, but dropped the easy throw. 2-run score, 3-2 Halos. Bottom 8, Miguel Tejada, representing up the middle off Shigetoshi Hasagawa. Bo Porter scores. A's came into this one having scored 53 runs their last 8 games. It stayed 3-3 into the top of the 14th. Holla! Troy Gloss, 45th home run of the year. That sets a new American League record for third baseman. 45 jacks in the career. Also leads the American League this season. Angels beat the A's 6-3. A's lose for just the second time in 9 games. Gloss's homer was the Angels' first run since the 5th inning. Remember that AL record I told you about for third baseman? He broke Al Rosen's record, which had stood since 1953. It was also the first homer off an Oakland reliever since August 20th. The A's let this one get away.
Offensively, we battled back to tie it, and then just couldn't cash in whenever we had opportunities, and you have to give their bullpen a lot of credit. They shut us down, and it was a tough one, you know, because we battled so long and so hard. We wanted it bad, but somebody had to lose, and it turned out to be us.
Today would have been a good win, but, you know, we're not going to press or anything, and we got, what, 5 games left? 3 games, something like that.
Depends.
And we'll just see what happens. I mean, we're just looking forward to being in the situation we're in right now.
It's nice to have a say, you know, saying what happens as far as the playoff race goes. You know, we wish, obviously, we were in their position, you know, battling for it, but, you know, that's unfortunately we came up a little bit short.
In extra inning games, numbers are always skewed. For example, the top 2 positions in the Angels' order totaled half of the team's hits, scored 4 of the 6 runs, and drove in 5 of the 6. And there's always at least one player who takes a big donut. Randy Velarde, just that person, stranding 7 runners in the process.
To Seattle for the M's and the Rangers. Bottom 3, Rick Kelling against Edgar Martinez. M's down 4-3, not any longer. 36th on the year, the M's stake to a 5-4 lead on the 2-run homer. Top 5, we're tied at 5. Jose Mesa facing Ruben Sierra. 2 men aboard. Mike Cameron can't come up with it. Rafael Palmeiro scores 6-5 Rangers. Jose Paniagua facing Ricky Leday. Bases loaded. 7-5 Rangers in the 6th. Scarborough Green, Royce Clayton, Chad Curtis all score. 10-5 Rangers. Top 7. Scarborough Green on first.
Made really 1 or 2 good throws.
5th stolen base of the game, which is a new Rangers record. Top 8, 10-6 Rangers. Frankie Rodriguez to Ruben Sierra, who has just left the building. First homer since May of 1998. 13-6 Rangers, and that is the way this one would end. Scarborough Green reached base 5 times, stole 5 bases, drove in 2. Rangers snap a 5-game losing streak. Helling earns his 16th win despite allowing 6 runs in 6 innings. Jamie Moyer lost for the 8th time in his last 10 decisions. M's and A's both lose, so Seattle lead is now a half game. The M's close out their season with 3 games in Anaheim. Oakland hosts the Rangers for a 3-game set. Texas has had the A's number this season, posting a 7-2 mark against them.
Tribe trying to stay alive. Tribe and the Twins. Jay Canizero not in the lineup. He got struck by a ball in the head during BP. Top 4, 2-zip Indians. Torrey Hunter rips apart Bartolo Colon. Colon came to this one 6-0 his last 11 starts. Matt Lawton, Corey Koski score. Twins tied at 2. They'd add 1 more in the 4th. Bottom 6, 3-2 Twins. Elton, Eric Milton, rolling. Jim Thome, chilling. Thome led the league in Ks last year. Milton 9 Ks in this one. Bottom 9, 3-2 Twins. No out. No on for Travis Fryman. Yokes Bob Wells pitch deep to left. Off the top of the wall. Charlie Emanuel argued that Fryman should have had a home run because they didn't award him one at first. Charlie's like, dude, take another look. Actually, he didn't say that. It's just a way of setting up the highlight. The ball bounces off the yellow line on top of the wall. The umpire's talking over. What do you think? Okay, give him one. What the heck? 22nd homer of the year for Travis Fryman. Indians tied at 3. Eric Milton, can't believe it. Top 3, 3-3. Bases loaded for Corey Koski right up the gut. Fielded by Robbie Alomar to Omar Vizquel. 15 gold gloves between them, but they cannot turn the double to 4-3 Twins. Luis Rivas scores. Bob Whitman on the ground. He had to leave because he was hit by a piece of Koski's bat. Bottom 10, 2 outs. Kenny Lofton on third. Robbie Alomar on first. Manny Ramirez, who led the league in RBI last year, lines it to LaTroy Hawkins. Gobbled up by Rivas, who flips it to second for the force. Twins win the game in 10 innings, 4-3. Cleveland manages only a series split with the Twins. Robbie Alomar goes 3 for 5. Not enough, as Eric Milton went 8 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs. He didn't get the decision, but he did pitch well enough for the Twins to win it. AL wild card as we speak. Both Oakland and Cleveland lose, so the difference remains a game and a half. The A's magic number to clinch a postseason spot now, down to trade.
Yankees in Tampa looking for the clinch. Top of the second, no score. Jose Canseco at first. Tino Martinez against Brian Ricard. Martinez does his work, doubles off the wall. Canseco tries to score from first. You know, he's a former 40-40 man. He's out on the close play. Martinez then tries for third. The ball gets away from Aubrey Huff. Huff's throw home is on the mark. Martinez is out at the plate. Double play ends the Yankees' threat in the second. Bottom 4th, 3-1 D-Rays. Aubrey Huff up with a man aboard. He goes oppo. 4th home run of the season. Double Rays spoiling the Yankees' hopes to clinch. 11-3 the final in this one. Roger Clemens, 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned, 4 Ks. Yankee fans, reason for concern? Your team has lost 12 of 15. Yankees have allowed at least 10 runs in 6 of their last 13 games. In fact, the Devil Rays outscored the Yankees 24-5 in sweeping the series. Over the last 2 weeks, no team in all of baseball has been worse than the Yankees. To make things worse, the Yankees have allowed 10 or more runs in half of their 12 losses. The most games any eventual World Series champion lost in September, in which they gave up at least 10 runs, is 3, done twice by the Yankees, 1936 and 1950. Stuart?
Dan, you ready?
Yep.
Blue Jays and Orioles. Start taking notes, please. It'll be a test. Orioles up 6-0 in the 4th. Brady Anderson walks. Next batter, Delano DeShields. Chopper. Craig Grayback bobbles. Anderson safe at second. 2 batters later, Albert Bell rips an RBI up the middle, owes up 7-zip. After a throwing error by Alberto Castillo makes it 8-zip. Cal Ripken is actually tied with Fred McGriff for 415 career homers. Lines a base hit to left. Melvin Mora, infield single that Alex Gonzalez can't handle. That loads the bases. I'll go ahead and tell you now, the Orioles battered these kids for 23 hits. Brooke Fordyce, base hit to left, 9-zip, bases still loaded. Eugene Kingsdale. That's Brady Anderson. I missed Eugene. It's happening so quick. That was Jerry Hairston. Delano DeShields is going to homer, I promise you. Off the right field pole. One Baltimore player said, most every ball we hit hard fell. We probably had 4 or 5 bloopers fall too. To score that many runs, everything has to go right. It obviously did. This is not a misprint. 23-1. 23-1. The Orioles beat the Jays. This game, well, they're playing out the string, but to score 23 runs off 23 hits, what were the Blue Jays doing? I would like to tell you about Brookport Ice 4 for 5, but I think that would just be rubbing it in, so I'm just going to be quiet right now. Inside the numbers, a little deeper. 10 of the 23 runs Toronto allowed were unearned, and the 22-run margin, the highest since 1979 when the Blue Jays lost to California 24-2. The O's had 8 different batters with at least 2 hits, and 11 different Baltimore players scored a run. After the 8th inning, they started hitting off the tee.
At Comiskey, the White Sox, Red Sox, still a work in progress. Bottom 9 will bring you the highlights of this one when it ends. Nomar 3 for 4. He's got a 19-game hitting streak. His average now up to 372. The Red Sox trying to stave off elimination. Ramon Martinez did not retire any of the 4 batters he faced. His ERA in the first inning this year, 11.77. Mike Sorotka, 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned. Once again, highlights of this one when it comes to a close.
Oh, that's a fancy way of saying that Greg Maddux and Darryl Cow were both looking for their 20th win Thursday. The 2,000 numbers look alike, except for that ERA. Maddux rules there. Both, though, limit batters to less than a .250 batting average. Maddux going for number 20 against the Mets. Braves trying to help bottom 2. Greg Maddux against Lenny.